This next story happened to my aunt when she was home alone and heard someone open the door and walk in her hallway. Since her husband was not supposed to get home for a few more hours, she went downstairs to see if someone was there. She didn't see anyone, but outside the door she saw footsteps in the snow leading to the door, but not away from it. This got her nervous, and on second glance she saw an unfamiliar pair of shoes in the hallway. She ran upstairs and called the police, and when they came and searched through the house, they found a homeless man hiding in the storage room, holding my uncle's shotgun. But luckily he had not found the ammunition. It was hidden another place. He was arrested, but according to my aunt, it's the scariest thing she has ever experienced in her life. My neighbor at my old apartments was a state park ranger for years, now retired. Apparently when he first got the job, there was a younger kid who went missing while out on a camping or hiking trip. They organized a huge search of the area, but never found anything, no clues, absolutely nothing. A few years go by and some evidence turns up that wasn't in the direction they originally searched. It was a part of his camping equipment, and in his off time my neighbor took to searching the area where he had hoped to find more clues. Just outside the state park lived a couple in a rundown shack who were quite reclusive and odd. One day my neighbor had to talk to them about something unrelated to the missing kid. He is in their house, which is a mess of junk, no running water, hard to focus on anything there. While he is talking to the couple, he realizes that this guy's ashtray looks weird. He looks closer and realizes it's a skull, and it looks small. There's this investigation into the couple, and here's where things get really weird. The investigation shows that they were innocent of killing the kid. He probably died of exposure or dehydration. Apparently this guy came across the body afterwards, and his dogs were after it. When he took the skull, it was recent after the death, and apparently he still had head features, hair and everything. The guy took it and defleshed the skull, took the top off to use as an ashtray. Apparently he was well aware there was a current missing search for a child and could recognize the kid from the pictures, but it never dawned on him or his wife to call the cops and inform them of their find. He just saw an opportunity for an ashtray. Apparently he showed them where the remains were, and they scrounged together enough for a burial, but kept it quiet so that the family didn't know some guy was putting his Marlboros out on their kid's head for the past 5 years and letting his dog eat the remains. This didn't happen to me, but rather my mom. It was the summer of 1995 and my mom was in her late teens. She was vacationing at her dad's house, which is right on the lake. My maternal grandparents divorced when my mom was still fairly young, and she usually stayed with her mom. My grandpa owns a lot of land and his house is pretty big. So one night after going out on a lake with her friends, my mom and her group of pals all go to my grandpa's house and crash. Most of them fell asleep as soon as they got home. They had all been out drinking a little bit, except for my mom, who was operating the boat. She didn't want to be under the influence of any alcohol while driving, and she wasn't much of a drinker anyway. So she piles up in her bed, and for some reason or another has a hard time falling asleep. After about 45 minutes of tossing and turning, she looks by her bedroom window to see a massive orange light beaming through the window. The light was unbearably bright and she could hardly see at all. My mom is totally terrified at this point and can't even get up to check to see what it is. She buries her face into the covers and can barely move. Then out of nowhere she hears a massive thump right outside and something hits her window. She stays frozen, too scared to do anything. This goes by for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then it all stops. The light is gone, the noises are gone, and everything's back to normal. Needless to say, my mom didn't sleep well that night. But what was really creepy was that the following morning my grandpa told my mom he had a really strange dream about a massive light being shined into the window and hearing thumping noises downstairs. My mom told him that it wasn't a dream, and they both got really spooked, but nothing ever happened after that. I guess we can only imagine what the hell that light was.